Hello, this is Juan Casanova and I'm making a small video to explain the main ideas and how to use the annotation engine that I've developed, which is named JAnnotation. JAnnotation is an annotation engine. It can be said to be an agenda, but I don't particularly like that name because I believe JAnnotation is considerably more than just an agenda. Its purpose is to be the place where you write down everything you want to write down. A problem, actually the main problem I found with common agendas is that they are linear, in the sense that things are written down in a specific order and are meant to be read in that same order. Also, they are totally organized around the concept of dates. And personally, there are a lot of things which I like to write down and which have nothing to do with any date. JAnnotation, on the other hand, has an open structure which gives you the power to organize stuff in a not linear way, just the way you want, and to be able to find exactly what you want each moment. Now let's get to the point. There are 4 basic elements in JAnnotation: properties, annotations, agendas, and criteria. Annotations are the core of the application. They are conformed by their name, a description, and a set of properties, which allows both the user and the engine to better understand what that annotation is about. Types of properties include, among others, dates, for example the date for an event or a deadline, the importance or urgency of whatever the annotation represents, and tags, which help you organize and quickly identify your annotations. Agendas are simply collections of annotations bundled together, and criteria are what makes it all work. Each criterion describes a way to search for a collection of annotations within an agenda, expressed in terms of the properties of such annotations. For example, those tasks which I have to do before next week, or all the annotations related to my algebra subject of university ordered by importance, are examples of criteria. But let's show some examples. I will declare a variable named ideas, in which I will include an annotation with the idea of creating an annotation engine named JAnnotation, and I will tag it as software. On the other hand, I will note down the solution for cold fusion which I came up with earlier today. I will tag this annotation as physics. Now I will create a criterion that searches for software-related annotations within an agenda. I will apply this criterion to my agenda, obtaining the expected result. As you can see, the annotation console uses a syntax very similar to Lisp programming language. The simplicity of this syntax allows for a simple parser and also helps in the inclusion of advanced functionalities in JAnnotation, such as customized expressions and syntax bindings, which make it a very efficient tool for experimental users. In this syntax, elements are described between parentheses, and in each parenthesis block, the first word represents what the element is, and the rest are parameters which enable the full definition of the element, and which can be described using nested expressions. JAnnotation comes with a full HTML reference and tutorial, much more complete than this introductory video, with plenty of examples and more detailed explanations. In the reference, all constructs, their behavior and their relationships are explained in a systematic way. This includes properties such as the time property or the tag property. It has a detailed explanation on how to define criteria, such as the order criteria, which is defined through a special element called an order. It also includes all comments. And finally, it includes more advanced elements related to expressions and syntax customizing. Before finishing, I would like to introduce 2 of the most critical features of JAnnotation: subannotations and expressions. Annotations can be nested as properties of other annotations for a much more structured hierarchical configuration. Of course, queries can be performed through the whole structure in different ways. The combined power of being able to organize annotations both by an horizontal and specific property system and by a hierarchical structure enables the user to find and manage his annotations in some of the most efficient ways. Finally, expressions allow for the factorization of the very same console syntax as elements of the console. Expressions define elements of the console which have not yet been evaluated. They can be stored and they can have stubs representing variable parts of the expression. The expressions can then be evaluated. This becomes much more interesting when using the bind command, which allows for the alteration of the console's syntax by creating a new construct which is evaluated using a given expression. Bindings can be saved using the save bindings command. That's all for this little video. I hope you like what you saw, and thank you for watching the video and for considering using JAnnotation.